So James Bong, talking about progesterone levels, and he said, I'm having the same problem. My female today dropped to an 8. Is that normal? I think what we're talking about here, is that too late, or should I try again in a couple of days? So the problem you've got here is that especially in younger dogs, this progesterone level can hop around and not do this incline that you want to see. You just got to keep on testing. I can tell you this, you haven't missed it. If you're worried you've missed it, the dog would be 30. So if the dog's sub 20, you haven't missed it. You just got to keep on testing. You're going to spend you some money on it. That's why you need a machine. Do it yourself.
Yep.
Get you on top of it. Much better way of doing it. So the machine at My Breeder Supply, $2,700. And Cody's got a special package where you can get a whole kind of package with test kits and a centrifuge and a machine for, I think, a little over $2,800. You get all that together as a kit, which is the way to buy it.
And you have a choice of how fast you want to get it home to you.
Yes. So here's one for Tammy. What? I bet you can't answer this one. We'll see.
Probably
if you
not.
can. What coat will I get if my male is black and tan, and with a lilac female? Do you know? It's not easy.
Well, lilac and tan and a black coat. Well, I'm sure you'll probably get both of the black and tan, and possibly, depending on what he carries, if he carries the blue and the cocoa.
You're right, exactly.
So then you're going to produce probably lilac and tans or lilacs. It just depends on what the DNA
yeah, well,
is.
exactly. So here's the interesting thing. So the first thing is we know this about a black and tan. We know that it's not blue. We know that it's not got brindle, because it wouldn't be a black and tan. And we know it could have a copy of blue or cocoa, but not necessarily. That's what we know about that dog. And we know that it's got 10 points. It's
did she not tell you what he carries?
No. So it's either ATA or A. So then the lilac, she didn't say a lilac and tan. So that dog,
we don't know if he carries cream or, yeah.
Right. So the answer to this is, we know, you don't tell us much here. I'm assuming that lilac doesn't have brindle. And that's true. Then you could get black and tans, you could get blues, you could get cocos, you could get fawns. And there's a very good chance you're going to get a lot of fawns out of this, depending on what the dogs
black and tans, blacks just seem very dominant in the Frenchie world, don't you think so?
Well, it is if it's brindle's present, but not if it's not. You don't see very many black and tans. To get a black and tan,
you see a lot of black and tans.
Well, Tammy says so. But to get a black and tan, the dog has to be AT, AT or ATA, and not be blue or chocolate, and not have brindle, and be KY, 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 KY. That will get you a black and tan every time. So I like black and tans myself. I like the contrast. No, you don't like?
I like chocolate and tan.
Chocolate and tan show up really beautifully, don't they?
Yeah.
Lilac and tans are a bit more washed out.
Goodness, they're pretty. And I tell you what, that little new shade Merle boy that we've caught, that I definitely know he's a new shade. He is beautiful. What?
Don't hang around because that close on it.
No, it stays open on weekend.
Okay. Oh, does it? Yvonne Crosby. I've never seen any signs of my girl in the season. She is so clean. I did find very light spotting, so can I take it as day one? Yeah, absolutely. Any spotting, day one. And then you'll see more spotting as time goes on. Take Q-tip if you want to, stick it up her and see if that comes up red. With a young stud dog, how do you get him used to handling for collecting? What age should you do the first collections at?
Start messing with him at the age of 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Practice with him once every 2 weeks. You know, and
especially if you've got a girl in season.
Yes, if you got a girl in season, you're lucky. Stick him in front of her and then pull from him. And you know, some people say, "Oh, I don't want to do that." Well, if you're in it for the business, you've got to do it, or you're going to be paying a big bill at the vet's office.
Well, I think there's more to it than that too. So if you take control of the situation, you can go collect from a dog whenever you need to. Lots of dogs don't like going to the vet and they're nervous, don't get good collections.
Well, because they're not in their familiar area.
The vets aren't experts at this.
They hear other dogs barking, the smell of the chemicals there at the vet's office scares them to death. So at home is better when you're pulling from them. Right,
and what you want this to be a fun, enjoyable experience for the dog, for the male dog. And the way that you do that is you
set some candles around, play Michael Bublé music.
Yeah, right.
Have some cream and strawberries. Ooh. Yeah. Bubble bath. Massage the feet afterwards.
Okay. All right. Turns into an X-rated channel. What are you going to do here?
Yeah.
So the thing is that when you first start collecting or try to collect, he may not do anything. He may spit a little bit in the cup. That's fine.
But that's good practice for him.
Make it enjoyable. Make a big hullabaloo out of him. Give him a treat afterwards. Tell him he did a good job. If you've got a female in heat, he has to learn some manners. He has to learn how to behave around other females in heat, not to be aggressive, not to be too shy. So, you know, not to get upset when you handle him. These are all things that just take a bit of time and practice. And look, I can tell you this, a 6-month-old dog, AKC says 7 months before you can use him for an AKC.
If he produces.
Well, he's not going to in 7 months.
Well, no, there's some dogs that have.
Well, I know, but the chance of him producing at 7 months is pretty slim.
A lot of bragging rights with people when they're 7 months old.
But honestly, from our experience,
10 to 11 months.
Yeah, I'd say that, you know, you're starting to get something happening at 8 or 9 months, and you might be getting something that's successful at 10 months. But practice makes perfect. Make it enjoyable, and he will do a great job for you. Puppy dewclaw removal says, Alison says, so this needs to be done when they're a day old?
No, too young. Especially if you've got some puppies that aren't doing as well.
Well, that's small.
Yeah. About 3 to 4 days. 3's early, but 4 days is good. Don't wait till 7 days. That's the end of it, isn't it?
Yeah. 7 days is the back end of when this.
That's really too late at 7 days.
Well, I've had people do it. We've done it at 7 days before, but preferably 5 days is perfect, isn't it?
We have done it at 7 days.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
I don't remember it because
I've had
I don't think I would have.
Well, either way, I can tell you that's okay. But the thing here is
5 days is old enough for me.
Yeah, agreed.
But 4 days at the 3 to 4 days, depending on the health of the puppies. If they're all doing good and thriving good, 3 days. But if they're, give them that extra day. So just be prepared.
So one more here. Matt J says, so I'm wondering what my C-section timing should be. So he's given me some dates here, but the important one is on April the 3rd, she was a 15.25. That's ovulation. Excuse me, that is breeding territory right there. By the way, this dog was 7.22, which is ovulation on April the 1st. 63 days from that date gets you to June the 3rd. And by the way, that they AI'd her the first time on April the 3rd. 61 days from that date would again get you to June the 3rd. So your approximate due date is June the 3rd. But remember that you can get wrong on this, and vets get this wrong a lot. You want a dog that is showing you all the signs, hasn't eaten food, not eating food that day, puppies in 24 hours. Temperatures drop below 99.0, puppies within 24 hours. Panting, nesting, puppies within 6 to 12 hours. Water breaks, go to the vet immediately. Progesterone level of 3.0 or less, you're safe to take puppies.
And make sure you call your vets to see, have plan A, plan B, who's going to be around for the weekend, or emergency call. Do your checking. Don't get caught with your pants down, more or less, of not having a vet that's going to be around for your call. And find out what their emergency fee is also. But when you do the progesterone testing, that gives you a better clue to know that you're going to have those puppies that evening. It's best to do it close to closing time at the vet's office to save emergency fee.
Absolutely. So one of the worst places to have to go is an emergency vet in emergency hospital in the middle of the night. And the problem for this is you get the most junior person. Everybody's kind of punch drunk because they've had to get up in the middle of the night to do this. The fee for this is going to be 2 or 3 times what you could have paid if you got it done during regular office hours. You're dealing with people that you don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking this. If you get caught in that situation,
every once in a while you get caught.
Yes,
yeah.
But much better that you can plan this thing ahead of time and get on top of it and get it done during regular hours. You don't have to take this to the last moment. You just got to make sure you're in the right place. And I mean, I think of all the things that a person can do, the simplest thing that's a pretty good indicator of what's going on is temperature. Yeah. Not always.
Yeah. But and take that a week before the first breeding due date.
Yes. And then as temperature starts to get down, you start to get down to 99.3. Take it twice a day, right? Because the temperature can do this. It can go down and come back up and you can miss it. So I like to do at least every 12 hours to a when you get within a couple of days.
Let them out to go potty in the morning, bring them back in, let them settle down a little bit, take their temp.
Right.
Yeah.
Good old regular digital thermometer. There we go.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Call us. because we've got new litters on the ground between my son and my daughter. My son Cody, my daughter Chanel, and my granddaughter Cherub. So we've all got new babies on the ground. We've got full fluffies. We got fluffy carriers. We got new shade Merles and new shade puppies and Isabella Merles. So give us a call and that phone number, or give me a call, and I can tell you and fill you in on what puppies we've got, and females and males. 580-799-1910, and they're all raised in our homes.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is we've got lots of puppies at the same time. It happens that way, but we're not a puppy mill.
No, my
The next
son,
video that we're going to show is going to be our puppies in the house.
Chanel's raising her new litter of puppies,
in the
and they're
house.
standards.
Yep.
And so it's standard little French Bulldogs. And then she's got 2 litters of Cody's.
In the house.
Yeah, in the house. The older ones are fixing to leave next week, and she's like, oh, thank goodness.
Yep.
So, so she's got really 2 litters in her house. And then my granddaughter has a litter in her house.
How old are they?
They're brand new.
Oh, are they?
Now it's no, wait. I think there's some of them that are 5 weeks old.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then my brand new babies, they're like 4 days old. So those are my new shades.
We need to go in there and check on them, because we've been
My
out to
new
eat.
shade Isabella Merles, and they're all fluffy carriers. So we got full fluffies and fluffy carriers and Merles, fluffy carriers. So give us a call.
Yep.
580-799-1910, and happy Mama's Day.
Yes, happy Mama's Day. And to your 4-legged friends, happy Mama's Day to them too. Bye.
Watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.